What's up mga Ka-Investa? Welcome to the InvestaUniversity program. This is our first ever class and our first lesson. This class is about the foundations of trading and investments. And our first lesson is entitled, Why Invest? Now, alam ko marami sa inyo very excited to learn about how to invest in the stock market, paano mag-trade. Pero before we go into the more technical side of investing, we want you guys to have a good foundation muna. So we'll start with the basics and try to understand ano ba talaga yung investments, bakit kailangan natin mag-start mag-invest as early as we can, and our educators will be giving a lot of actionable tips and guidance for you guys para makapag-start na tayo mag-invest. So let's start!
What's up, everyone? So welcome, to InvestaUniversity. What's up, guys? So this is lesson 1 of class 1. So class 1 is about trading and investment foundation. So welcome to lesson 1 and class 1 of InvestaUniversity. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for enrolling. Thank you for taking this step towards to become a better trader, a better investor, or para na maging mas financially literate. So thank you. And kami naman sa team, I know gumawa na si Jace na introduction video nung nilaunch namin to, right? But of course, I just want to let you guys know na kami talaga sa team, yung mga educators, yung mga student facilitators, yung mga moderators sa group, everyone in the team is really putting, effort, extraordinary amounts of effort to produce content at a high level. So di lang content na basta-basta lang ginagawa at sinalabas. You really take the time to brainstorm. Ay, paano ba ito magiging mas malupit? Paano ba ito magiging mas maganda? How can we provide more value, relative to what's already out there in the market? And so we really want to provide immense value to everyone. I really want to show everyone na talagang achieving, pagiging malupit sa trading, malupit sa investing, or just be financially literate, kaya siya. Right? So without further ado, let's get on with lesson 1, class 1 of class 1 ng InvestaUniversity. So again, everyone, sa lahat na nandito, sa lahat ng students, thank you for enrolling, and we hope na makaambag kami sa journey ninyo. So for this lesson, I was tasked to talk about a lot of things. But first, what I really want to discuss first is, una-muna, what is investing? Right? And I won't discuss na kung ano yung savings, kasi usually yan yung tinuturo sa mga basic starter na financial literacy programs. Right? So yung savings, ano lang yun, diba? Yung parang, ito yung income mo, 80% para sa needs and wants, tas na ano pa yun na na-divide pa, tapos yung remaining 20%, yun yung save mo, tapos pwedeng 5% doon, lagay mo sa investments, etc. Let's move on now to, what is investing? So investing is basically, textbook definition is the act of allocating resources, usually pera, cash or money, with an expectation of generating a profit, or tumaas yung value, so magkaka-income ka. That's investing. So pwede dyan. So now, let's talk about what is, an investment. So an investment is basically an asset bought or acquired and with the goal, of generating a profit. And so let me give an example. So basically, guys, yung investing, yan yung term na let's make our money work for us or make your money work for you. So ano ba yung difference sa investing? When you invest kasi, or when you save, you're setting aside a specific amount of money for what? For, let's say, pwedeng emergency, pwede nag-iipon ka para bumili ng bagong kotse, bagong bahay, pwede nag-iipon ka para mag-travel, eventually, gagasusin mo rin. Or if not, magiging savings na siya na parang pang-emergency. Well, in contrast, investing, this is where you make your money work for you. So you buy a specific asset. Let's say, bumili ka ng stocks. Let's say, bumili ka ng stocks si Jollibee. So, bibili ka use your money, you buy stocks of Jollibee, with an expectation na over time, tataas yung value niya, tsaka kikita ka, profit ka sa investment mo na yun. But guys, as early as now, sabihin ko pa lang, hindi lahat ng investments, aakyat. Kaya important yung risk management. Kaya yung class 6, may isa kaming buong class dedicated, right, sa risk management. Hindi lahat ng investments mo aakyat. You need to do your homework, you need to have strategy, but in essence, this is what investing is. You allocate resources, usually money, to invest in different asset classes and different investment vehicles. So, isa na rin yung stock. But the question is, why should we invest? Bakit nga ba natin kailangan mag-invest? Well, I'm sure my co-educators, my co-mentors, they will be giving you a lot of reasons. a lot of good reasons why you should. And the reason I want to focus on is so we can beat inflation. And yung common reason talaga na naririnig natin, and it's the right reason. Kasi if you guys take a look, I'm sure we all know what inflation is. It's when the prices of goods go up. So yung value ng pera mo, onti lang nabibili. Right? So for example, quick example lang, exaggerated example, let's say onions. So inflation is when inflation is what causes the price of goods to go up, di ba? Let's say dati, yung 20 pesos mo, nakakabili ka ng 4 na piraso ng onions. And so 5 pesos each. But because of inflation, na tumataas yung presyo ng goods, ngayon, yung isang onion, ang presyo niya 6 pesos, hindi na 5 pesos. So ngayon, yung 20 mo, 3 na lang mabibili mo. Kasi tagsi 6 pesos na, so 18 pesos. Kasi yung 5, yung 4 na piraso, 24 pesos na, 6 times 4, di ba? So actually, yung 20 mo, 20 pa rin siya. But the value, the buying power of your 20 pesos, bumaba na because of inflation. And if we simply leave our money in a savings account in a bank, which I believe na less than 1% per annum ata yung binibigay na interest, talo tayo ng inflation, di ba? Talo if normal levels of inflation, if I'm not mistaken, is mga 2.5% and yung normal, talo tayo ng inflation. And so yung value ng pera natin, kahit lagi tayo nag-iipon, bumababa yung buying power. Tapos, if you look at 2018 statistics online on inflation rate in the Philippines, actually, grabe yung pag-akyat ng inflation 2018. Noong January, we started at 3.4% 2018. Noong September, nasa 6.7% na. Sobrang laki nun, 6.7%. At that time, it tied a 9-year high. Or it was a 9-year, almost a decade high in inflation rate. So parang yung last time na umabot sa ganung levels yung inflation, nasa 2010, 2009, 2009, 2008? 2009 ata. So grabe, di ba? So if we simply leave our money in a bank, in a savings account, talo pa tayo ng inflation. Which is why, di ba, we need to invest our money para matalo natin yung inflation. Di ba? So basically, na yun guys. And of course, andun na rin yung capital preservation, tsaka parang yung pagpapalago ng capital mo ba? Di ba? So it's like, ang daming opportunities whether sa stocks, whether sa real estate, whether sa bonds, whether sa crypto, whether sa commodities, sa forex, madaming opportunities to exponentially compound your capital, no? We just have to learn how to do it. Right? And of course, so yun na yun, no? Yun na yung reasons ba't mo kailangan mag-invest. So, na-discuss ko na, right? So, we talked about what is investing. We talked about what is an investment, the different types of investments, the difference between savings and investments or investing. We talked about the state of the Philippines in terms of financial literacy and yung culture natin sa pag-spend and some good things that you should do instead of what we normally do. And then, bakit nga ba natin kailangan mag-invest, which is capital preservation, mapalago yung capital natin, and to beat inflation. Diba? So these are, and I'm sure my co-educators will also be filling in more stuff. But, right, so that really ends my part of this lesson. But I just want to share, bakit, nga ba yung story ko, ba't nga ba ako nag-invest? No, so, talaga, my goal lang din was to achieve financial freedom. No, to achieve financial freedom was to and of course to help my family. And so I'm very blessed with the family I have. Naman kami, we're okay kami financially. My parents worked very hard to give a good living to me and my brother. Dalawa lang kami magkakapatid, 12 years yung age gap namin. But despite and being in this situation na swerte ako, I'm nakakain ako 3 beses sa isang araw. Yung bahay namin okay naman, may bahay kami. May trabaho pareho akong magulang, may drive ako ng kotse, di ba? But at the end of the day, we really went through a lot of rough patches. Kaya laki na respeto, tsaka pagmamahal, tsaka utang na loob ko sa aking magulang. Kasi, we went through a lot of difficulties financially, Especially, I went through this streak na parang every first quarter of the year dati, something happens, na affects me and my family emotionally and financially. So, I think I was 13 at the time. Or age ko? I was 13. My dad, he had heart surgery, right? So, and then when I was 14, nasunog yung bahay namin. I think I was third year high school, nasunog yung bahay namin. And then when I was 15, my grandmother, she passed away in the hospital. Tapos ako nagbabantay, so masakit talaga. And there's a lot of things, that medyo emotional, pagbalikan. But there's a lot of things and there's more we went through that really na-test yung capabilities ng parents ko to provide for the family and to make sure na na stable naman kami, and nagawa naman nila yun. They found ways, grabe yung effort na binigay nila. So laki ng utang na loob ko sa kanila. That's why sorry. That's why I'm here. That's why I wanted to learn how to invest una sa stock market. That's why I wanted to achieve financial literacy, financial freedom, para early on pa lang sa buhay ko, baka pag 24, 25, diba, pwede na ako makatulong in a big way to them. No? Pwede na ako mag-give back to them. And not only to give back to the family, to my parents and to my other relatives that played a huge role in providing a good life for me, my brother, and yung mga pinsan ko, ganyan. Just really to also be able to give back to the community. Diba, I'm a giver. Right? Yun talaga. I believe that, na gusto ko talaga magbigay. Not para maging famous ako or something. Gusto ko lang magbigay because it just feels right. I want to give back to the community, to the less fortunate. Kahit sa mga stray cats and dogs, yan, sa kanila, gusto ko rin magbigay kasi kawawa naman, di ba? Tapos yun, sa mga less fortunate brothers and sisters in the community, di ba, yung mga tao na yung namumulubi, ganyan, yung mga talagang walang bahay, tapos nahihirapan lang yung nasa isipan nila, ano yung kakainin ko susunod. I really want, di ba, to help them. I really want to help people. I really want to just be a positive impact and just to leave, a small mark in our country, in our world. So yun yung goal ko. Kung bakit nga ba ako nagsimula mag-invest. Para number one ulit, mag-give back sa parents ko, mag-give back sa family ko. Number two, is to give back or to help those who are less fortunate, di ba? To really impact the lives of other people. And hopefully, as I impact the lives of other people, they will pay it forward din para we can make the world a better place together, di ba? Yun yung mindset ko na parang, let's make the world a better place by helping each other, pay it forward. So, yun lang guys. So, that's my story.
So, ba't ba ako nag-stocks ng napakaaga? The way I look at life, there are two ways to win. Una is yung superficial way. Kapag mayaman ka, kumita ka, successful career, then ayun, sa mata ng karamihan, galing nito yaman nito successful, panalo tong taong to. Yun yung surface level or low level way to win in life. Bakit? Ano ibig ko sabihin doon? Because even if we achieve all the money that we want, some of us at the end of our lives, di ba? Di pa rin tayo masaya, di pa rin tayo fulfilled. And if you look at the people around you, your family members, mga tito, tita, mga pinsan mo, parents mo, how many of them are in jobs or in positions that they can say, damn, I have a very strong purpose. Mahal na mahal ko tong ginagawa ko. Alam ko yung purpose ko. I'm really fulfilled in this job, in this role, in what I'm doing. Diba? So, maraming yumayaman, pag tinignan mo sa society, karamihan sa atin naghahabol sa pera, kaya tayo nagtatrabaho, kaya tayo naghahanap ng mga pagkakakitaan, but then not everyone is aligned dun sa inner self nila. Ano ba talaga yung bagay na passionate ka? Ano yung inner purpose mo? So, even if yumaman ka, maaring hindi ka nanalo sa buhay, di ba? So, yung second way of winning at life is yun na. Kapag nahanap mo yung purpose mo, kung ano man yung larangan na bibigay mo talaga yung all-in mo, and everyday kahit gaano kahirap yan, alam mo sa sarili mo na I love this game. Right? You're gonna see this formula in the best people in the world. Makikita mo yung mga best tech companies, mga best CEOs, best athletes. Hindi naman sila nag-excel lang dahil sa pera eh. Papansin mo si Michael Jordan, pag pinakinggan mo yung interviews niya, sinasabi niya parate, you have to love basketball in order to sacrifice for it. You have to love your purpose, your path in life. So that's the second way of winning. Finding something that you're really gonna dedicate yourself for. Finding your purpose. Now, in connection to that, anong kinalaman nun sa pag-i-invest? Connected yan. In my mind, when I was 20 years old, the faster I become rich or have money, the faster na matalo ko yung normal salary ng manager o ng mga typical 20, 30-year-old na tao, the faster I could get out of the usual route ng corporate, and the faster I could dedicate my time to what I really want to do. That's the fastest way where I could achieve freedom. So, yun yung initial goal ko. Na kaya ako nag-fund management at 20 years old, naghanap ako mga investors, kaya kaya sinacrifice ko yung studies, academic studies ko. So, mga bata, wag niyo tularan. Ah, nakita ko yung potential ng stock market. Gamer ako, nakita ko na parang laro lang to. If I dedicate myself, then I could potentially excel in it, and malaki yung rewards if nagawa ko siya. And yun yung initial sacrifice na tinanim ko. Yun yung ininvest ko at that early point in time. Because I saw the value that if I'm able to succeed in this early on, kung may naipundar agad ako, then I'm gonna be able to free my time para magawa ko yung gusto ko sa buhay. And that's what I was able to achieve. I'm really grateful for that. Na dahil early on, na free up ko yung need ko for money. Ngayon, I was able to dedicate myself in Investagrams. Ever since pagkabata ko, yun na yung goal ko na sana may business ako na okay, hindi lang siya negosyo, pero it is something, it's a company na may maganda talagang nagagawa sa mundo. Hindi lang para sa akin, kundi para sa iba. May nasolve ka mga problema, may nai-impact ka na buhay ng mga tao. As cliche or cheesy as it sounds, yun talaga yung visualize ko ever since high school days, college days, and talagang pinagpursigihan ko yun. So, that's the value of investment for me. So, bakit ba importante na magsimula ka at an early age or whenever you can? Sa buhay, ang kalaban natin ay yung oras. So, bakit? If you look at it, we spend our lives studying around 15 years, diba? Tapos pag-graduate natin, pag 20 years old ka, hahanap ka na ng trabaho. And hanggang anong edad tayo magtatrabaho? According sa traditional systems, retirement age is 60 years old. So if you look at it, we're spending more than half of our lives chasing money. Biruin nyo, 40 years daw tayo magtrabaho. And the problem is, walang masama sa pagtatrabaho. Ito yung path natin di ba? And whether trabaho yan, negosyo, we have to dedicate ourselves to something. Wala masama dyan. Pero the problem is, if you're forced to do something and wala ka talagang fulfillment or wala ka nakukuhang purpose dun sa ginagawa mo, pera-pera lang. Yun yung hindi okay na sitwasyon. So, when I was looking at that, I didn't want to go through the traditional system of life. So, inisip ko na kailangan ko mag-effort at a young age. So, that's why I started in the stock market at the age of 20. And then, I was really aggressive into it, as in all out yung focus ko. And dito ko na-appreciate yung impact ng exponential growth sa buhay ko. Kasi, pag tinignan mo, example, may capital ka, 100,000. Year 1, kumita ka lang 10%. So, 110K, lalabas, diba? Sakto lang, pwede na. But then, on the next year, pag kumita ka ulit ng 10%, 11K na yung madadagdag. So, yung 110 mo magiging 121,000. 121K. Diba? So, yung dating 10K lang per year, naging 11K. Umakyat rin ng 10% yung capability mo. So, ngayon na 121 na yung capital natin, pag 10% mo ulit yan, 12.1 na yung kikitain mo for the next year. So, makita mo na, dahil nagsimula tayo, let's say 3 years ago, and if we're consistent enough, we're doing the right strategies enough, we're applying the right learning enough, diba? Tama yung reflection natin, tama yung process natin as investors or traders, nag-a-add up yan. Yung mga maliliit na akala natin wala lang. If I look back now, nakakatuwa rin dahil yung dati kong portfolio, yung starting level ko, nakala ko ito na yung buong capability ko. Kaya ko na siyang ma-achieve ngayon in just a few trades. Kung pag maganda yung market, isang trade. Pag sakto lang yung market, 2, 3 trades or depende. 'Di ba? So, yung point ko doon is yung akala nating sobrang laking halaga na nung starting days natin. Kapag nag-dedicate ka talaga, tas in-add up mo yung efforts mo, yung savings mo, yung investments mo, yung capital mo, yung pagpapagaling sa sarili mo, yung strategy building mo, it all adds up. And then you're just gonna look back after 5, 10 years, wow, the things that I thought was impossible or the big things that I thought when I was 20 or when I was starting, ngayon parang peanuts na lang siya. Kayang-kaya pala. So that's something that you will be thankful for. Kung ano man yung sinimula natin today, hindi man ganun kadali yung markets today. Maraming opportunities dyan whether mag-stocks ka, magnegosyo ka, pero importante dyan is dinedicate mo yung sarili mo at tama yung proseso mo and yung mga strategy mo. Talagang patuloy mo lang ine-effortan. So, ayun, that's the power of exponential growth for me, and that's why you should put efforts ngayon pa lang.
What's up mga ka-Investa? I hope may natutunan kayo on why invest from JC and Toma. Okay, so ako naman, yung personal whys ko on why I invest. So short background lang, during my college and engineering days, meron ako mga certain phases in which yung unang phase is yung GG phase ko. So nung time na yun, during my college days, ang dami kong binagsak na subjects in which more than 30 plus units during my college days ang binagsak ko. Because I had lack of ambition, puro laro lang yun nasa isip ko, and puro party lang. So, every weekend and every after class, ayun, nagpa-party lang ako, nagdodota lang ako, ganyan. So, nagising na lang ako isang umaga, parang nagsawa din ako dun sa klase ng routine na yun na puro laro. Tapos, daming disappointments from my parents. Tsaka, ayun, na-encounter ko yung mga self-improvement books. So, nung during my awakening days and improving days ko, doon na nag-start yung improving phase ko, in which I focus on self-improvement. Tapos, nag-focus ako on how to learn. So, I learned how to learn. So, nag-develop ako ng mga good habits in which tinry ko yung best ko mag-aral paano maging mabuting estudyante. And tinanggal ko na yung mga old habits ko in which hindi na ako masyadong nagpa-party noon, hindi na rin ako masyadong nagdodota. So, nag-focus na ako sa pag-aaral. So, later on, nagkaroon na ako ng financial problem. So, yung 30K na savings ko nung college, naubos dahil, ayun nga, puro kalokohan lang yung ginawa ko. So, I started creating my own business dahil talagang walang-wala ako nun. Kadalasan nangungutang pa ako kani-kanino sa kaila Ate Diggs dun sa Intramuros. Yun yung parang karinderya. So, umuutang pa ako sa kanya. So, nagsawa din ako dun sa ganong sistema. Ayun, later on, ginawa ko na yung business ko in which I focus on creating projects, mga prototypes, pati mga thesis ng mga estudyante. Ayun, nag-click naman siya and generated big revenues. So, more than 800K yung nakuha kong revenue in which I saved around 400,000. So, later on, since na-develop ko na yung business ko and nagkaroon ako ng good habits and good experience in creating thesis. Ayun, later on, nagkaroon din ako ng mga sarili kong achievements in which, ayun, nag-best in thesis ako nung college and nung engineering days ko. So, later on, yun yung next phase ko during my end phase in college. Na-burnout ako dahil, ayun nga, ang toxic din nung negosyo sa paggagawa ng thesis, pati prototype. Ang dami mong iniiwasan, ang dami mong tinatago. At the same time, hindi malinis yung pera. Tapos, ayun nga, dahil mga savings, pagod ka naman. So, ayun, with all the savings I have, will I just continue abusing myself? Ayun, naabuso ko na yung sarili ko in terms of physical, pati mental. Sa susulda ng lead, halos na-compromise na yung respiratory system ko. Sleepless nights, pati nawalan din ako ng focus in academics. So, doon ka na-encounter yung why ko in trading and investing. Na-encounter ko yung movie na Limitless. Movie siya ni Bradley Cooper. Panoorin nyo na lang. So, doon ko na-encounter yung trading and investing. So, mainly, nung na-encounter ko na yung trading and investing, nag-research ako mabuti. And later on, na-develop ko yung mga core whys ko. So, number one, why I invest and trade. So, number one, power of compounding. Ayun. Na-encounter ko yung power of compounding dahil sa isang prof sa Mapua, which is nasa Econ 101 ko ata yun. So engineering economy yun. Doon ko nakita na small increments through time, nagko-compound talaga. And ayun nga, How to Get Wealthy, nakita ko din tong graph na to. Makikita mo talaga na over time, kahit maliit na increments lang yan, mako-compound mo yung pera mo. So yun, gumana naman siya and na-attain ko naman yung goal ko. And let's see in the long run if gumana pa rin siya. And I trust the power of compounding. So number 2, yung snowball effect. Yung snowball effect, yan yung parang small things, small increments, small improvements. Magugulat ka na lang, laking effect niya sa buhay mo. And nakita ko sa trading and investing, very process and habit-focused profession siya. So, nag-focus ako on developing small habits, which is yung pagiging disiplinado, systematic, and being a good risk manager. So, small increments lang every day. And I know na it will propel me in the long run. So, snowball effect, yung isa sa mga core whys ko in investing and trade, on why I invest and trade. And lastly, ito na. Yung pinaka core why ko, which is why I invest and why I trade. Ito yung main reason din talaga, which is yung pagtitrade and pag-i-invest, holistic and fascinating learning experience siya. Mas matututunan mo kung ano ka as a person, matututunan mo and madidiscover mo yung mga weaknesses mo, mga strengths mo. So, mayroon ako nabasa actually na you will learn about yourself in just 1 year of trading and investing. More than many years in your life. Para mas makikilala mo talaga yung sarili mo. Number 2, crowd psychology and how greed and fear takes place in real time. So, yung market, yung paggalaw ng presyo, yan yung real-time effect ng crowd psychology, ng crowd. So, yung buyers and sellers, yan yung crowd eh. So, nakikita mo in real time. 'Di ba parang very fascinating siya. Ang galing. So, you are taking part in the big game, in a big crowd. And na-apply mo siya. Ayun, yun yung number 3 ko. Applied behavioral economics. Nakikita mo on how economics takes place, pati yung behavior ng mga tao. Tapos, ayun, tinitake advantage mo lang yun. Makikita mo on how you take advantage of it, yung galaw ng presyo and yung galaw ng tao. And lastly, ayun nga, perpetual learning experience siya. Hindi ka pwede mag-stagnate dito. Once na you stagnate and once you become complacent, dun ka matatalo. And mag-reflect yan sa P&L mo or sa earnings mo. Ayun, so isa sa mga nakita ko ding quotes ni Albert Einstein. Siya yung pinakamatalino sa mundo. Well, siya yung pinakamataas na IQ nung time nila. And he discovered the law of relativity, which is a big thing in science. So, ang sabi niya dito, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. So, simple lang. Compound interest, take advantage mo. So, hindi lang yan about pera. So, yung compounding, pwede mo siyang i-apply sa money, pwede mo siyang i-apply sa behavior mo, pwede mo rin siyang i-apply sa learning mo. So, yun lang. Yun lang yung main whys ko on why I trade. And I hope may natutunan kayo sa share ko na to. Ayan.
Hi guys, I'm Kai. So my fiancé and I have been investing sa stock market for 3 years now. So bakit nga ba kami nag-i-invest? Well, sa akin, very personal yung reason kung bakit ako nag-i-invest. Growing up kasi, we didn't really have much. Yung mom ko would go racket after racket just to make sure na makakakain kami at least twice a day. May pangbayad kami ng kuryente, ng tubig, and syempre meron kaming matitirhan na bahay. Yung pag-i-invest, hindi talaga siya nabibring up kasi, yun nga, wala rin naman kaming extra. And siguro naging factor na din dito yung very, wala masyadong resources available on how to invest. And yun nga, wala pang community before na nag-i-encourage na parang mag-invest kayo dito, ganyan. So, ngayon na malaki na ako, I want to turn things around. And since may income naman ako, why not invest it, diba? So here are the reasons why I invest in the stock market. So the first reason would be for my mom. She deserves everything. Imagine niyo, 5 kaming magkakapatid. And she made sure na makakapasok kami sa school, meron kaming pangbaon, makakakain kami, and we have nice things. So, ngayon na malalaki na kaming magkakapatid, and we are doing well naman, we want to give our mom the life she deserves. And with everything na pinagdaanan niya nung maliliit pa kami, she deserves everything nice life has to offer. Second reason is for my future family. So ngayong engaged na ako, few years from now, we will start building our own family. And syempre, ayaw naman namin na hindi kami prepared. And ayaw din namin na maranasan nila yung difficulties na naranasan namin growing up. We want to give them the life where they don't have to worry about money, where they can just enjoy and pursue whatever they want. And yung hindi na nila kailangan problemahin na sustentuhan kami when we get old. We want to end yung vicious cycle ng hirap sa generation namin. And yung magpapass on namin na knowledge is yung importance ng investing and yung importance of gaining skills. Third reason is to franchise a business. Siyempre, yung value ng peso ngayon will not be the same few years from now. And if you don't start opening up other sources of income, what you have right now may not be enough to sustain you and your family. So, ngayon, since hindi pa sapat yung salary and savings namin ng fiancé ko, what we did is we invested it sa stock market muna para yung mga gains na makuha namin doon is ma-turn namin siya into a capital so we can franchise yung mga businesses na gusto namin. Bali, para siyang goal before the goal. Yung pag-invest namin ngayon is para siyang springboard to get us to our bigger goals. Ganon. And lastly, syempre for myself, tao lang din naman ako and meron din naman akong mga wants in life. Yung dating gusto ko ng candy, napalitan siya into gusto ko ng bag, tapos ngayon, gusto ko magkaroon ng kotse, magkaroon ng bahay, makapag-travel. So as I get older, pamahal ng pamahal yung mga gusto ko. And syempre, gusto ko rin naman i-reward yung sarili ko. And for me to achieve that without worrying about money after ko silang makuha, I need to invest to gain more income para masustain ko not just my needs but also my wants in life. So kada tao iba-iba talaga yan eh. Ikaw, ano yung reason mo kung bakit ka nag-i-invest?
Alright, so ngayon alam na natin kung bakit dapat tayo nag-i-invest as early as we can, no? So marami tayong natutunan from our educators about compound interest, about growing our capital, about beating inflation, and meron din tayo of course mga personal financial goals. Syempre meron tayong mga kanya-kanyang pamilya, meron tayong mga business na gustong i-start in the future. So yun, very, very important yung investing sa lahat ng tao. So, aside from that, no, alam na natin na important yung investments. Pero bakit nga ba konti pa lang sa Philippines or sa Pilipinas yung mga nag-i-invest? Konti pa lang yung mga Pilipino na aware kung paano mag-invest. So, bakit nga ba ganun? So, let's go back to the discussion.
So now let's talk about the state no ng Philippines in terms of financial literacy and yung investing population natin. But so actually, if you guys if napanood niyo dati no, I think early this year and late last year, I think it was early this year, we had a series sa YouTube and sa Facebook called Personal Finance Series by Investagrams. So si Carla at si Kai. Shout out sa inyo guys, no. So kung napanood niyo, shout out to you guys. And so basically, parang yun, we gave some lessons, for basic personal finance. And I remember the first lesson was, lumabas sila, they went out to public. Just like interviews sila ng mga random na tao. Like pumunta sila sa park, pumunta sila sa mga security guard, mga nagbebenta ng pagkain, or mga naglalakad lang sa kalsada, galing sa office. Now, and they asked them about yung state ng savings sila regarding their personal finance, kung nag-i-invest ba sila, kung may insurance ba sila, kung nagba-budget ba sila, kumusta yung expenses nila na ma-manage ba nila and stuff like that. And if my memory serves me right, karamihan, di ba, alam nila 80% talagang mga 90%, no, gets na nila gets na nila kung ano yung savings. Everyone gets bakit kailangan may savings. Tapos mga 80 to 90% know kung ano nga ba yung investing. Right? But the question is, bakit hindi yung resulta nun is hindi lahat sila ginagawa yung alam na nila. So, get sila yung savings, get sila yung pagsisave, get sila yung pag-i-invest. But the problem is, diba, they don't do it. So, what was the common reason? The common reason was, kulang sa sahod. Diba, parang yung sahod nila, saktong-sakto lang dun sa gastusin nila sa buhay. And of course, everyone, we have all of our circumstances. I understand that. Na parang, baka maraming, anak na pinapaaral, baka may may, God forbid, may tao sa pamilya na may sakit tapos pinapagamot, or talagang marami lang sinusuporta na tao na mahal nila sa buhay, and I salute everyone for doing that, no? But let's go to a more general perspective or point of view, no? Bakit kulang yung sahod, di sila makapag-set aside ng 10 to 20% for their savings, tapos pag nagka-savings, mag-invest na sana. So, one thing is probably because of the way of living yan, eh. Right? Possible talaga na it's your way of living. Baka you buy too much expensive stuff, hindi naman kailangan. Di ba? Baka hindi mo lang nababudget, wala kang budgeting, hindi mo nababudgeting expense mo, or hindi ka lang talaga parang disciplined, no? Sa pag-save. That's one thing. There's a lot of reasons. Right? And now let's look over to some statistics. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority. Right? And guys, note lang, this is pre-COVID. This is pre-COVID. This is probably early this year or late 2019. So sabi, 21% of Filipinos live below the poverty line. So malaki yung portion ng bansa natin. Tapos, does this mean na 79% of Filipinos save and invest their money? So I highly doubt that. Right? So, kasi if we just talk about, so ngayon the question is pala, di ba, bakit? Di ba, bakit onti lang nag-save tsaka nag-i-invest? Kasi alam natin, di ba, sa Philippines, investing lang I'll talk about it more, late in a few minutes. Parang 1% ng population natin nag-i-invest. Tapos, a good, small amount lang yung talagang may savings na talagang reliable. Right? So now the question is, bakit onti lang nag-save tsaka nag-i-invest? Right? So now we have to talk about the financial literacy and the culture sa Pilipinas. And now let's just focus on the financial literacy. I mean, could we say na a lot of people have a high level of knowledge pagdating sa financial literacy sa Pilipinas? I highly doubt it. Right, bakit? Well, one major thing is hindi naman to tinuturo sa school, eh. Diba, siguro may seminar na aatendahan mo kapag high school ka, tapos ituturo basic saving, baka may investing kung swerte ka. Tapos baka kung high school, baka once or twice lang buong high school mo or senior high school, or baka max of 5 times, diba? So wala talagang retention unless talagang nag-take notes ka, talagang you took the initiative to continue. But if you guys can imagine, what if ginawa natin tong actual subject? Hindi naman kailangan buong high school. Let's say, senior high school lang, grade 11, grade 12. Napakalaking bagay na yun. Right? Would you guys agree? If we made financial literacy, even just parang an incentive subject, you don't have to attend. Those who want to attend lang. Or even more, if ginawa natin actual subject, in-add natin sa curriculum, yung basic financial literacy, napakalaking bagay na yun, di ba? And we don't have that right now. Kaya, possibly, right, that's a big reason kung bakit mababa lang yung level of financial literacy ng mga Pilipino. And now, let's go naman to the culture. To the culture. Minsan kasi, maririnig mo, I'm sure you guys heard this from someone or nakita nyo online, no? Pag sinabing investment, kaagad, scam yan. Or, let's say, kapag, insurance. Konti lang may insurance, ayaw kumuha ng insurance. Bakit? Kasi pag kumuha daw ng insurance, ibig sabihin nun, alam nila mamamatay na sila. Diba, parang ayoko pag-usapan yung death. Diba, ayoko pag, 25 pa lang ako, 30. Ayoko pag-isipan, mangyayari kung mamamatay pa ako. Matagal pa yun. Diba, ganyan yung mindset. With that mindset, talagang hindi tayo uubran yan. Right, tapos another thing is, wala tayong budget. Hindi natin binabudget yung sweldo natin. Not a lot of people have, kahit notebook man lang, the budget, natin track yung expenses natin. Tapos, pwede rin we relate the word investment to buying expensive things. Baka iniisip na investment yung kotse, investment yung mamahalin na gastusin. Yun lang talaga. Kasi, guys, hindi tayo makakapag-invest kung wala tayong savings. Right? Kasi we need to have savings. Bakit? Kasi, again, like I mentioned kanina, hindi lahat ng investments, sure ball nakikita ka. Right? May mga risk involved yan. Tapos pwedeng mag-end up yan at a loss. At a controlled loss kung may risk management. Kaya important na may savings. Kasi kung investments ang meron ka, tapos let's say nag-bear market na all-odds, nawalan ka pa ng pera. But if you have savings, diba, you have something to fall back on just in case yung investments mo, medyo na all-odds for a while, diba? Tapos may sweldo ka pa. Kaya important, before you begin investing, medyo financially literate ka na, at saka marunong ka na mag-save. But the problem is, bakit di tayo nakakapag-save? There's a lot of reasons, diba? And this is taking out yung circumstance na talagang sakto lang yung sweldo for the family. Pwedeng kasi problema dyan is lagi ka lumalabas. You spend more than you can, 'di ba? You use Naungutang ka pa, credit card lagi gamit mo, tuloy may debt ka pa sa credit card. Lagi ka nanonood na sine every week, like every other day, nagsasamgyup ka. Nasamgyup salamat, romantic baboy, kung ano-ano, di ba? Tapos, lagi, sa mamahal, kung sama mo, jowa mo, hindi pwede yung Jollibee, kailangan sa fancy restaurant. Guys, there's nothing wrong with yung mga minention ko, no? But if wala kang savings, so you need to delay gratification na onti. Gusto natin kaagad, minsan, instant gratification na may pera tayo, gastos kaagad, wala nang ipon. Diba, or walang discipline mag-save. Sabi natin na, okay, ito lang gagastusin ko, but in reality, ginastos mo lahat. Kaya yung basic strategy nga is, hindi siya income minus expenses, hindi siya income minus expenses equals savings. Maganda yung income minus savings equals expenses. Pagkakuha mo sweldo, taguin mo na kaagad yung savings mo. Hindi mo na pwede galawin, pwede yun. But another reason din kung bakit hindi tayo nakaka-save, diba? Kaya, and again, if we don't save, we can't invest. Is because there's a concept na I learned from Gary Vaynerchuk. Search yun lang siya sa YouTube. Idol ko siya. He changed my life philosophy, and this is one of the things na natutunan ko sa kanya is we tend to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't even like. Or not even we don't even like. We just buy things to impress other people. We show them na, ito yung damit ko, yan, Lacoste or Nike yan na branded that I fit, or ito may bag ako na branded, 'di ba? Louis Vuitton. Ito may tumbler ako na sobrang mahal. Yan, yung mga ganito na sobrang mahal, hindi naman kailangan. Tsaka guys, di ako nag-flex nakuha ko to discount, parang sobrang laki, parang 60% ata sa pasalubong sa akin. Pero yung iba bibili ng ganyan, hindi naman kailangan. 'Di ba? You buy it para lang mapakita na ito, may kotse ako, BMW, Audi, ganyan. And there's nothing wrong with everything I mentioned again. But what if you don't have you're trying to save? Diba? Sige, binili mo yan lahat. Okay, wala ka naman utang. Okay, pero paano pag nagka-emergency? Paano kapag, God forbid, may nangyari to someone close to your heart? How will you support them? Paano kapag nagbabasketball ka, bigla ka na ACL? Wala kang insurance. Paano mo babayaran yung surgery? Yung mga ganun lang na bagay, kaya important makasave, di ba? It's important na we live humbly, we live below our means, di ba? Parang we live a comfortable life, and ito talaga yung pinaka-important, yung mindset. Diba? Everything in life is 80% psychology, 20% mechanics or strategy. Diba? We need to have the mindset na we can be fulfilled. Diba? Now we find fulfillment in the simplest things. So we can find gratitude, or rather, we can be grateful for the simple things in life. Diba? Kasi yung mga material na bagay na yan, at that will only make you happy to an extent But we need to learn to be fulfilled with the things we have, diba? And delay gratification. Yung mga mamahalin na bagay, mabibili mo naman yan kapag nag-save ka muna ngayon, diba? Nag-invest ka muna. Pagdating sa future, pag nagbunga na yung mga investments natin, edi mabibili natin yung mga kagustuhan natin sa buhay, diba? And of course, you can buy those things ngayon, but diba, parang budgetan mo. Yung important, budgetan mo. You need to have a plan of attack, right? So again, kung wala savings, we can invest. And now let's go on to investing population. Diba? Only 1% of our population invests as of 2019. We hit the 1 million mark. And so, that's only 1% of our population. So, roughly 100 million, roughly 1 million nag-i-invest in 2019. I'm sure ngayon umangat na to 2020. So, baka 1.2, 1.3 million. But if you compare that to other countries around the world, we're one of the, yung population natin, onti lang nag-i-invest if you compare it to the US, the UK, to Australia. Tapos kung Southeast Asia lang, ito, nakalimutan ko yung updated statistics. But in 2018, mas lower spectrum pa rin tayo. Nasa 0.7% or 8%. Alam mo yung bansa na natalo natin? Natalo natin si Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, 0.6%, ganun. Si Kazakhstan, yung tirahan ni Borat. Yun lang yung country na natalo natin. Ngayon, 1% na tayo. Sila, di ko alam. But the fact na onting-onti pa lang, despite having one of the oldest stock exchanges in Asia, nakakalungkot siya isipin na grabing opportunity dito sa pag-i-invest, especially if you know, diba, how to take advantage of those opportunities if you do your homework. And so yan yung state ngayon ng Pilipinas, diba, in terms of yung financial literacy, yung spending habits.
Alright, so sadly yun yung sitwasyon natin sa Pilipinas, and as Filipinos, lahat tayo makaka-relate, no, if nahirapan tayo mag-save. So ano nga ba yung mga tips or mga actionable steps na pwedeng ibigay sa atin ng educators natin para makapag-save tayo and para makapag-start na tayo mag-invest?
Hello mga ka-invest! InvestaU. I am Francine, one of your facilitators here in InvestaUniversity. Isa ako sa mga makakasama ninyo sa mga weekly challenges. Sabihin natin na sa hirap at ginhawa as we learn about investing and stock market. Today, I am going to briefly discuss savings, emergency fund, and investment fund. Bakit nga ba importante ang pag-iipon? Paano nga ba mag-ipon? Ano-ano ang mga effective ways to save? Most of us Filipinos do not appreciate the value of saving up as early as possible. Kasi meron tayong YOLO mentality, yung you only live once. Kaya nauubos ang pera natin, kaka-party, inuman, kain sa labas, samgyup, mamahaling kape, at ngayon online shopping naman. Kaya kapag na-realize natin na ang energy natin to work is not unlimited, na tatanda talaga tayo, doon pa lang tayo magka-cram to save up. So, if you are still young at kasama ka na dito sa InvestaU, then good for you. Maaga pa lang masi-straighten up na ang road mo to financial freedom. If you are still, sabihin natin, young at heart, hindi pa huli ang lahat. Doble kayod tayo para mas marami pa tayong masave. So, bakit nga ba importante ang savings? First, because savings can protect you. Lalo na ngayong pandemic, di ba? Nakita natin yung value of our ipon. Dahil nga, di ba, yung iba sa atin nawala ng work, nagsara yung businesses. So, ang fallback talaga natin ay ang ating mga ipon. Kaya, kung meron kang savings, meron kang confidence meron kang peace that you can survive this trying time. Pero kung wala, siguro medyo kinakabahan ka kasi you can see that the future is not certain. Wala ka kasing pang-protect sa sarili mo at saka sa pamilya mo. Sabi nga, kung may savings ka, kaya mong mag-panic buying. Pero kung wala, ang kaya mo lang gawin ay mag-panic, di ba? Pero kidding aside, yun yung nagagawa ng savings. Second, important ang savings para meron kang capital for your investments. Hindi ka makakapag-invest kung wala kang seed money. At yon ang isa sa mga role ng savings. Isipin mo na lang that the investment is the car that will drive you towards your road to financial freedom. And savings is your gasoline na magpapatakbo ng investment vehicle mo. Paano nga ba mag-save? T. Harv Eker has this straightforward method of saving. Tinatawag niya itong jar system. So when you receive your paycheck, you divide your income into different jars na may different purposes. First jar is for the necessities. You can allocate 55% of your paycheck there. So, pwede nating sabihin na ang necessities ay syempre food, utilities, electric bill, 'di ba? Electric bill, water bills, and kung nagre-rent ka or house amortization. Then the next jar, the second jar is for the long term or the rainy day fund. You can allocate 10% of your paycheck there. Then the third jar is the play jar. So pwede mong ilagay doon yung 10% ng paycheck mo. You allocate it for leisure, para kunyari kailangan lumabas ng family mo. Syempre, hindi naman kailangan work ng work, so kailangan may playtime din. So, bonding, pwede natin sabihin na bonding fund ng family mo. Then, the next one is, the fourth jar is for the education. Pwede kang mag-allocate doon ng 10% of your paycheck. So, pwede natin na sabihin na for coaching, mentoring, books, courses, basta anything para mag-upgrade pa yung sarili mo, mag-upgrade pa yung knowledge mo. Kasi nga, di ba, kailangan natin parating mag-improve. So, next one is the fifth jar, which is for the financial freedom account. 10% yun. So, pwede natin sabihin na this is for your investment fund. So, pwede mo siyang i-invest sa stocks, mutual fund, pangbuno mo ng passive income, businesses, other investments. And the last jar is the sixth jar, which is the give jar. Or pwede ka mag-allocate dito ng 5%. You can give this to charity para lang ma-practice ang ating generosity, diba? Pwedeng real jar ang gamitin mo para dito sa jar system na to. Or better yet, different bank accounts for these different purposes. Para syempre, mas safe at saka insured ang pera mo. Kasi naman, di ba, sa jar. So, once na magkaroon ka na ng savings, emergency fund, It is now time to build your own investment fund. Ito yung allocation ng pera mo na willing kang mawala. Yes, you heard that right. Willing mawala. Why? Because not all investments fly. 2018, nagkamali ako noon kasi nilagay ko lahat, buong savings ko sa stock market and other businesses. Wala akong emergency fund at specific fund for investment. And the sad part happened. Nalugi yung stock na hawak ko, nalugi yung businesses na in-establish namin noon. So, I had to start from scratch. Masakit man, pero I took it as a tuition fee sa finance world. So, kailangan talaga merong emergency fund, merong savings fund, at merong investment fund. So, ayun, I learned the hard way na I need to have my investment fund para ito lang yung perang gagalawin at papalaguin ko and you for your investments para protektado pa rin dahil you still have other funds, di ba? So, I hope may natutunan kayo sa short lesson na ito. Once again, I am Francine from Investa and see you soon sa ating weekly challenges.
Joanne or Hey Joanne of Investagrams, and today we're going to talk about retirement planning and financial education. So, bago ang lahat, gusto ko sanang i-share yung quote from Jackie Mason. So, dito, ang sabi niya is, I have enough money to last me the rest of my life unless I buy something. So, sinong nakaget sa inyo nun? And sino ba yung mga tinamaan sa inyo? Ako, aminin ko, medyo nakakatawa yung quote, pero tago siya sa puso para sa akin. Kasi, di ba, tama nga naman, ipon ka ng ipon, invest dito, invest doon. Pero once na magalaw mo siya, gaano man yun kalaki or kaliit, for sure, bawas na din yung pera na dapat mo sanang magamit para sa kinabukasan mo. So, one of the reasons why I invest is because I want to begin my journey to my own financial independence at mag-build ng retirement fund during my working years. Just like now. Diba? So, syempre, hindi lang to para sa sarili ko, kundi para na rin sa pamilya ko. Ayoko kasi dumating yung time na wala tayong ipon o mapagkukunan ng mga pangangailangan natin. Kaya, ayun, parang ayokong umasa na lang sa mga magiging anak natin or pamilya when we grow old. We also don't want to be a burden for them. We want them to enjoy their lives without the feeling of supporting someone just because I need to or we don't have any choice. So, di ba, sabi nga nila, don't make your children your retirement plan. So, tama nga naman. Diyan pumapasok yung kahalagahan ng retirement planning. So, una sa lahat, ano nga ba yung retirement? According to Google, sabi nila, retirement refers to the time of life when we chooses to permanently leave the workforce behind. So, in a nutshell, parang ito yung phase na gusto mo nang umalis dun sa nakasanayan mo. Halimbawa, palagi ka na lang nagtatrabaho sa buhay mo. Dadating din yung araw na ayaw mo na rin pumasok sa office o gawin tong ganitong klaseng business. Parang just let go of that kind of phase. Sa Pilipinas, ang age ng mga taong nagre-retire ay 60 years old. Pero alam nyo ba na according sa latest 2019 statistics, yung Philippine retirement system natin ay nag-rank bilang 4th lowest in the 2019 Melbourne Mercer Global Pension Index. So, ibig sabihin nun parang pang 33rd tayo out of 37 na sa economy, sa lahat ng economies na nag-join na may mababang klase ng retirement system. So, sa totoo lang nakakatakot siya, di ba? Kasi kung ganyan yung dating ng general statistics ng mga Pinoy, may posibilidad na mapabilang ka dyan. Ngayon, meron tayong 4 na category na dapat nating i-consider kapag nagpa-plan tayo for retirement. So, unang-una, when is the right time to plan for retirement? Kailan nga ba dapat natin iniisip to? Is it during our 20s, 30s, or late 40s? At some point in our lives, we wonder what are we going to do once we reach a certain retirement age. Halimbawa, mga 60, 70, ganyan. While some of us may have no definite age kung ano ba talaga yung target natin kung kailan tayo magre-retire, we still have to consider or our own set of ideal lifestyle sa mga gusto nating ma-achieve sa buhay, lalo na pagtanda natin. While some of us dream of spending mornings at the beach, meron din naman mga nagdi-dream din na, oy, bakasyon na lang ako one day, ganyan, kapag ayoko nang magtrabaho, pagod na ako. Siyempre, gusto rin nating ma-enjoy yung buhay natin. Gaano man kakaiba yung idea mo ng retirement, early planning is still the key to achieve the goal of having a comfortable lifestyle. Ano man kakaiba yung idea mo ng early retirement, early planning pa rin is the key to achieve the goal of comfortable lifestyle na pinapangarap mo. So, for me, there is no better time to start planning for your retirement other than today. As in, ngayon na talaga, kung hindi mo pa ito nagagawa. Kasi kung tatanungin mo kung ngayon yung tamang panahon, kasi the earlier you start investing in your, or saving in your future, the earlier you will be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Sabi nga nila, di ba? Ano nga ba yung mga dapat mong i-adjust according sa current na buhay mo ngayon and when you grow old? Halimbawa ngayon, pumapasok ka sa office, syempre, you will need to spend for your office clothes, transportation to or going from the office, ganyan. Leisure activities that need more physical exertion. Kasi ngayon, bata ka pa, pwede mo pang magawa yung mga yun. And then, food for lunch or merienda, ganyan. Or shopping. Siyempre, mas the more na may mga Shopee, Lazada, the more na mas ma-attract ka mag-shop, diba? And then, when you grow old, however, you may want to change your lifestyle. And then, from there, may iba na yung mga ways of spending mo. Magkakaroon ka naman ng more entertainment pleasures kasi syempre stay at home ka na lang. Then minsan as you go old, medyo lumalawak na yung pag-iisip mo sa mga bagay-bagay na napapaisip ka na rin mag-donate something, mga ganyan. Donation to causes which can include your grandchildren din, diba? At the same time, higher utility bills kasi nga lagi kang nasa bahay, mas magagamit mo yung kuryente mo, yung tubig, mga ganyan. So, lastly, important doon is kailangan makonsidera mo rin yung medical expenses. Kasi, di ba, as you grow old, mas marami ka nang mararamdamang sakit. And hindi naman yun maiiwasan. Yung na-identify na natin yung mga dapat ma-adjust sa spending habits natin, bago mo rin gawin yung pagpaplanong financial, tanungin mo rin yung sarili mo, ano ba yung dapat gusto kong maging ako at a certain age? Magkano ba yung mga kailangan kong maipon kung ganito yung gusto kong buhay at kapag nagretiro na ako, or at the same time makatotohanan ba yung mga gusto kong ma-achieve, diba? This is just your starting point. So from here you will find out how much money you can afford to set aside as a starting capital for your investment, which will eventually make your money grow to give you a comfortable lifestyle. So, there begins your journey to your own financial independence. Ngayon, pwede mo namang tanungin, paano ba makakakuha ng retirement fund? May iba't ibang sources kasi yan. So, halimbawa, pension plan mo while you work, di ba meron kang hinuhulugang SSS if you're working from a private company. Or GSIS naman kapag nag-work ka sa government. Meron ding mga resources ng retirement like sa institutions like banks or insurance companies. Pwede rin on your own saving or your own investment. In my case, aside sa pension plans na tinatry kong i-build up when I started working, nag-start din ako mag-invest sa stock market like 6 years ago na. So, I started investing in year 2014. Nag-invest pa lang ako parang peso cost averaging. And I only got to know about the trading the market, like I do the buy and sell myself in a short period of time in year 2018. So ngayon parang, if you will count, I'm still a newbie or a beginner as a trader in the market. So ano nga ba yung kaibahan ng dalawang yon? Investing or trading, investor or trader? Kasi for me, when it comes to wealth creation in equity market, malaki yung kaibahan ng investor at ng trader. Bilang investor, mas conservative ka in protecting your assets at kaya mo i-invest to a longer period of time yung mga napili mo na stocks sa portfolio mo, sa broker mo. While if you are a trader, mas higher risk yung tolerance mo. At the same time, pwede rin naman na higher yung risk and potential returns mo para dito. Mako-consider ko yung sarili ko na I'm in both situation kasi I diversify my capital sa magkakaibang asset allocation na katulad dito. Magkakaroon naman tayo ng further learnings about it sa mga susunod na lessons natin dito sa InvestaUniversity. So, huwag kayong mag-alala. Mas ma-expand pa natin yung mga topic about that. So, I hope marami kayong natutunan sa topic natin about retirement. Siyempre, lagi lang natin tatandaan the earlier you plan and execute your retirement planning, the better kasi it's for your own good and your family. Creating a retirement strategy is vitally important talaga when you are someone like me na nag-work on a daily basis para kumayod, para mabuhay yung pamilya. And there's no one looking for retirement kundi ikaw lang. That's why your mantra should be pay yourself first, diba? So, try to set aside a portion of your income whenever you receive your salary. Kasi I'm really sure na kapag ginawa mo to at a younger age, habang kaya mo pa, mapapasalamatan ka ng sarili mo in the future. Dahil pinaghandaan mo ito para sa'yo at para sa pamilya mo.
Kailangan matuto muna tayo mag-save and mag-ipon ng pera kasi yun yung gagamitin natin as our seed money para makapag-invest tayo. And of course, malaking tulong if meron kang retirement plan or financial goal na gusto mong ma-achieve in the future kasi yun yung magmo-motivate sa atin para makapag-save and makapag-invest tayo properly with the proper mindset, no? So that's it for the lesson. Natutunan natin today kung ano yung investments, bakit importante mag-invest as early as you can, and kung ano yung mga steps na pwede nating i-take before we start investing. So my challenge for you guys is to start reflecting, no? Bakit nga ba ako nag-i-invest? Ano yung purpose ko for investing? Bakit gusto ko magkaroon ng ganitong financial goal in the future? So it's time to sit down and be quiet and think about your life muna. So bakit natin to ginagawa? And then if you're an official InvestaUniversity student, we're gonna be giving the homeworks and exercises dun sa exclusive Investa group. And if hindi ka pa official student ng InvestaUniversity program, it's not too late. The enrollment is still open. And these are the steps that you can take para makapag-enroll ka.
InvestaUniversity is an open U for you. Kaya, we made the enrollment super easy. Bilang ka lang ng 1, 2, 3. 1. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. All InvestaU videos will be uploaded here and also in InvestaLearn. 2. Like and follow our Facebook account. 3. Join our exclusive Investa group. I-search mo lang ang InvestaUniversity group in our platform. Then click Join. Read our short love letter for you and click Agree. Ngayon, estudyante ka na ng InvestaU. Ganun lang. Super dali.
So that's it. I hope marami kayong natutunan from this lesson. Kita-kits ulit for the next lesson and kita-kita tayo sa live session this coming Saturday.